Evelyn to Philip, V-mail, dated July 9th, 1944. Sweetheart, as I told you yesterday, I had planned to go downtown with Gloria to meet Thelma and take in a movie. We left the house at about 8:45 and were downtown by 9:25. There was a slight mix-up and we had to wait a few minutes for Thel. When she arrived, we headed for the mast bomb. Finally got to see the place. To see Going My Way with Bing Crosby. Both gals told me this picture had gotten large raves, but I knew nothing at all about the picture. I enjoyed it immensely, and at the very end of the picture I cried like a baby. The whole story is built about a church. There is a good plot. Risa Stevens sings Carmen. There is a love angle. And all in all, I couldn't have enjoyed it more. The Mast Bomb is a lovely place, and I hope to go there with you soon. On our way out, I met Shirley Strongen's sister and brother-in-law. They asked about you and asked me to stop over with Adele. Yale and Shirley are still in the same place and are very happy. After the movie, we headed for Lofts, but the place was closed. We settled for a drugstore right near the H&H at 15th and Market. Thel and I had a delicious chocolate nut sundae, and Glo had a malted. While there, I priced the Combivita tablets and found that they are $3.33 per 100, which isn't bad at all. However, I did not have sufficient funds with me to buy them, but will certainly get them now. I may try to get several bottles at one time from Sharp and Dome if they will sell it to me. Phil, I'm sure by now that you've heard the report concerning the German robots, and you realize just how serious the entire matter is. Just the fact that they have removed 15,000 children from London and thereabouts is proof enough of how serious the matter is, and I'm hoping you have made up your mind not to go to London again until this is over. If you care at all for my peace of mind, you'll not leave camp for any reason whatever, if it even means giving up an evening of fun. Under the circumstances, I can't help feeling uneasy, and the lack of mail for 3 days doesn't help either. I'd do the same for you, would you request it, and I'm hoping you'll do as I say. Still no word from the Bennises concerning their visit to us. I tried to reach them at the Ben Franklin and the Levinsons without success. If they can't get up to see us, perhaps I can arrange to meet them somewhere. I guess that will have to wait till tomorrow's letter. Today makes 12 days the mercury has soared over 90 degrees, and there is no relief in sight. Oof. By the way, there was a terrible fire at the Barnum and Bailey Circus while it was at Hartford, Connecticut, that transformed a mass of 10,000 gay people into a terrific panic-stricken mess. 100 to 200 people were killed, and it is believed to be the worst circus catastrophe in history. I'll close now with my every wish for your safety and my usual, I love you dearly, my own sweet Phil. See you tomorrow, honey. Your Ev. Philip to Evelyn, 9 July 1944. Sweetheart, received 3 letters today, and I'm just about swamped with correspondence. This happened at a particularly bad time, as I expect to be very busy all this coming week and may not find the time to catch up. Those that arrived today were yours of 21-22 June, Phil's of the 23rd, and Dot's and Snuff's of the 23rd and 22nd, respectively. The latter 2 arrived in the same envelope. Altogether, that's 9 letters from 5 different correspondents I have to answer. Is it any wonder I'm somewhat dismayed at the prospect? It's really wonderful to know that so many people are thinking of me at the same time, and I really would enjoy writing each Page 2, and every one of you a long letter in reply, but I really have very little time to devote to writing, and I'll just have to bide my time and write to each of you as I get the opportunity. It's a sad fact that I have my hands full just to keep up with you, sweet. Please call Dot and Snuff, thank them for me for their very nice letters, and ask them to forgive me if I'm a few days late in answering. You might tell Dot that my purpose in writing that particular paragraph in my last to her that has her so curious and puzzled was written with just that end in view, and I'm tickled I succeeded so well. Just between you and me, Chippy, I love to tease Dot, and although the incident that so intrigues her curiosity has, page 3, its basis in fact, I wouldn't tell her just what the fact was for the world. Not yet, anyway. I'll admit I half expected her to know what I meant by my innuendo, and I'm disappointed that she doesn't. At any rate, I'm still a little leery of her reaction should I tell her what it's all about, in spite of her assurance that she'll understand. That is why I must be very sure before I commit myself. Perhaps you know what it was all about, sweet, or are you puzzled too? I think if you read the text in question and use your imagination and put two and two together and consider the sentimental and emotional nature of your fill, you should arrive, page 4, at a pretty definite conclusion. But I better shut my big mouth before I give the whole show away. Or have I already? Really, baby, I hardly know where to start answering your letters. There's so much there. Suppose I just arrange them consecutively and talk about the things that inspire comment or curiosity. Okay, here goes, and I hope I don't get wound up again. The first thing that catches my eye is your defense of your posture in that snap. Hell, baby, I knew you when, remember? And your posture was always bad, remember? And I used to pull your shoulders back and tell you to keep them there, remember? The snap just happened to. Page 5, remind me to remind you to keep it in mind. Beg to differ, indeed. You got a nerve begging to differ. Thanks for finally getting the package in the mail. My mouth is watering already. Oh, so that's what one-piece shorts and skirt are. Oh, the hell with it, take your pick. You're welcome to the money, I mean. The censor must have mislaid that last page to Dot's letter, 'cause I'd have found it on my desk if I had left it out. About that gift for Diana Jean, I didn't suggest anything 'cause I didn't know what she had already received, but I would have left it to your judgment anyway, darling. Anything you decide on. 6 is bound to be okay by me. Your description of Diana Jean could just as well be that of Harry when he was that age. If you don't believe me, and looking at Harry now, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. Ask Mom. He too was long, skinny, and dark. I'm positively through being surprised at Snuff's deferments. I just hope it's all over before they get around to him again, and at this writing it appears it very well might be. Glad to hear Mom's taking better care of herself these days. Hope that Fishback guy, I call him that because you said he was good looking, is as good a doc as you all seem to think. Didn't I tell you that it would, page 7, be a good idea to take the pumpkin to hospital for a check on her legs? Seems to me I explained that servicemen's families were entitled to hospital care whenever necessary. Didn't I? However, I don't have to tell you that money is no object here, and if you think Dr. Lefko would be better, then go to him. No, sweet, I haven't seen CoverGirl yet, but I will. Glad you enjoyed it. That more than makes up for cutting your letter short after 5.5 typewritten pages. I'm beginning to be convinced that maybe the pumpkin will know her daddy when he comes home. I don't see how she can miss. You make so much fuss about him. Who's mad? Not me. Page 8, July 10th, 1944. Sorry I couldn't finish this last night, baby. But when the fellas want the lights out, there isn't much I can do about it, is there? Nothing much happened today. I started on the payroll and it kept me occupied all day. The time seems to fly almost as fast as our thunderbolts. A month around here is hardly any time at all. The guys talk about Thanksgiving and Christmas as if they were day after tomorrow. Well, since that is about all I have to offer from my side of the story, I'll continue to answer your letters. I was just starting to look over yours of 26 June. I continue. I was happy to hear that Hilda and Dave were married. They're a couple of swell kids and deserve all the page after this is missing. Ruth Powler, Evelyn's sister, to Phil, July 9th, 1944. Dear Phil, how are you? I am fine and hope you are the same. I went to Steel Pier July 4th and I saw Harry James in person. He played about 25 songs and he really was good. His leading vocalist was Kitty Callan, and if you remember, she is the daughter of that barber on the corner of 8th and Loudon. She's very pretty and her voice is pretty good. Besides Harry James, they showed 2 movies, Knickerbocker Holiday, which wasn't so hot, and Ladies in Washington, which was fair. They also had a water circus, a vaudeville show, and a couple of fun houses. It has been very hot here for the past few days, and even the water was warm. I believe there's a page missing here also. The letter continues. Definitely bringing down his camera next week, so I'm going to take pictures. If they come out any good, I'll send them to you. I would also like to send you some saltwater taffies, so will you send me a request? I got a letter from my brother Cy, and he is still at Camp Peary, Virginia. He is almost through with his boot training, and then he will be able to come home. After that, he doesn't know what will happen. Shorty was down here from July 1st to the 4th. He was staying with the man for whom he served papers. He was with me for the first day, and we went uptown to the Breakers Hotel to see the Malamutes. We found out that their brother was, page 3, managing the Breakers this summer, and that they were managing the Astor. We went up to the Astor Hotel the next day, and sure enough, we found them. Mrs. Malamute was talking to us for a while, and then a man came up and talked to her. When he went away, Mrs. Malamute told us that he was Mr. Nathan Fleischer, the Jewish war news commentator. That's about all the news there is for now, so I'll say so long until my next letter. All my love, Ruth. P.S. One of my girlfriends got my report card for me. I passed everything, and I am now in 10B.